Tonight's job, I'm going to look at these cheap eBay bar end indicators. I have chopped off the ends of the rubbers there and there. These are just sort of push fit, you tighten up the nuts. They're not brilliant, but they'll probably do. This is, after all, a cheap build. So tonight's job, hopefully, is to take off the switchgear and find a suitable place to drill a hole into the tubes of the bars so that I can route the cables down existing cable runs rather than creating new ones. The original plan in my head was to come out the end of the bars here, but I think that would be messier than it already is. So I have modified slightly the bar end mirrors. So this is the unmodified version, but as you can see by the dirty staining, this is about as much of the bar I can grip on the throttle side, and it's not much better on the non-throttle side. So because this is a weird thread, I don't know what it is, I've ended up drilling out a nut so that it fits over this thread of the lamp, and it enables me to push the rubber further up the tube. This will get compressed as well, which will help it grip. So that's a small modification. I haven't road tested it yet, but hopefully it'll work. Cats. It's the paw of doom, Maggie. With the switchgear off, I am going to drill a hole just here. Focus. And then I'm going to open it up so I can get the cables neatly through there, and it should avoid the other electrics. I can't do this and film one-handed, but effectively, in order to draw the cables through, I'm using a plastic rod which goes through the new hole and then is taped to the cables. That hopefully will get us out of the newly drilled hole. There you go, success. First time, and the black wire slipped off just as I was pulling it through, so perfect timing. The cables now exit from the same point the other cables do, and we have the bar end indicator fitted, and the modification I made it a much firmer fit in there, so you could pull that out if you wanted to, but you'd have to give it a bit of a tug. If you're wondering why there are 3 cables, so was I when they arrived. The original description was for 2. The black and the yellow are your amber indicators, but the red light is some white LEDs, so I guess maybe they can be used as side lights, but we won't be using that function. But I'm not going to completely cut away the wire. I may still leave it there in case I think of a reason to use it. I'm pleased with those. I've just got to finish fitting this bar end indicator properly, and then I think we're ready to work onto the wiring for it. And come on, it likes to focus on the XL rather than the... So yeah, you can see where the extra nut I put in has extended it out. That just needs pushing in and tightening up. That's now pushed home and screwed down tight. They're fairly inoffensive, and for £7, I think they're about £7, £6.99, £7.99. They should tidy up the front end quite nicely, so I don't have to fit separate indicators further down. Hopefully they'll be bright enough to be seen during daylight hours. That remains to be seen. If there's a safety issue, then we may revisit this. Yeah, it doesn't show very well on this. It looks very white and washed out, but it's a nice amber yellow. Excellent. A quick end of the day section. I have ground off all the brackets and mounting points that are on the front frame, just to remove them and give us a nice smooth profile, including the steering lock mount. That I will put a plate over to seal it up at some point. Yes, there's been quite a few little brackets, bits and pieces. Horn mount, that was for some of the plastics mount, and the same at the back, which is holding parts of the speedometer on. So that cleans the front up really nicely, actually. Really nicely, nice and tidy. That mess is going to need tidying up. Are you being helpful again? Yeah, I think you need to go and work on the scooter up in the garage while I do this. Do you want to do that? No? Alright, suit yourself. Suit yourself. Today's fabrication and welding was a plate onto the back of the handlebars. Onto that plate I have mounted I don't know what you call it, I guess it's a junction box, just from a DIY store. And then I have basically routed the cables so that all the connectors are within that. It's still not pretty, this will be tidied up at some point. But I'm quite pleased with the progress today. Other things I've done is I've chopped off various brackets and so on and cleaned up some of the frame. I've also welded across the tops of some of these bars where they were hollow and could have collected water. I've welded them up so that they're watertight at the front. So yeah, so I'm going to get the front on the box and just make sure it fits okay, and then focus, and then call it quits because I'm freezing and it's getting dark. Okay, I know it still looks like a dog's breakfast and this will definitely need tidying up, but I plan to shorten these cables so that they flow much more smoothly into the box, so that we don't have all this excess flapping about. That was always part of the plan. And these are all going to be sheathed in protective like shroud. So yeah, so they won't be visible like that. They'll be in a brightly coloured tube effectively. This thing I still haven't decided whether to keep, or I don't know whether it's structural, whether it's stopping flex, or whether it was there just to help support the bodywork. I suspect the latter, so still thinking about that. But yeah, I think I'll just give it a quick test and make sure she's working. Good start. Lights, check. Cool.